Today, Monday, January 16th, 2023. Our readings, Genesis 39 to 41 and Luke 16. Just a quick pop-up reminder to, if you're local to Port Angeles, we'd love to see you. Calvary Chapel, Port Angeles. 8:30 or 10:30 on Sundays. Thursday nights at 7. We have dinner at 6. Check it all out on the website, calvarypa.org. Download the app in the usual places. So, we're going to go to Genesis 39. Because there's a chapter here of some pretty crazy things. And, the whole story of Joseph that we've been following along as you're reading it's a little unreal, right? And you look at his life and the things that have happened to him and how it's going. You'd be like, I don't want that life. I don't want to go through all that hard stuff. Well, here we are in chapter 39, and he's in the house of Potiphar, the captain of the guard, an Egyptian who bought him from the Ishmaelites. And it says in verse 2 this: the Lord was with Joseph. Now the reason why that is something that just grabs me is because what we just read before that. He'd been sold. He'd been bought. He's not in his home. He's in a foreign land. He's property. But the Lord was with him. And we look at our lives sometimes, I think, and we wonder, where's the Lord? Because it's not going the way you think it should go. He's not answering the way, and then in the timing. And the Lord would simply say, I'm with you. I'm with you. And that's going to be true into chapter 40 and into chapter 41, and as years go by. And circumstances change. The Lord is with him. So what's the big deal here in chapter 39? So the Lord was with Joseph. He became a successful man, and he was in the house of his Egyptian master. His master saw that the Lord was with him, and the Lord caused all that he did to succeed in his hands. So Joseph found favor in his sight and attended him and made him overseer of his house and put him in charge of all that he had. And then that God blessed the house of Potiphar because of Joseph. He left it all under Joseph's charge, verse 6. You're like, whoa. When we live with the understanding and the knowledge that God is with us, and we live to glorify and please him, other people are going to notice. 1 Corinthians 10:31, I believe, says, whatever you do, whether you eat or drink, whatever you do, do all things for the glory of Christ, or unto the glory of God. Right? And so this is Joseph. He's not his own. He's a servant. And he's doing his job so well that he gets promoted. And the favor of God is not only upon him, but his master notices that the favor of God is upon him. Some way, somehow, maybe Joseph had a conversation with him about his background and where he came from. We don't know. But whatever your job is, whatever thing you're going through, work as unto the Lord. Serve as unto the Lord. And watch and see how people respond to you, even in dark times, even in difficult situations, as you are like, no, the Lord's with me, I'm going for it. Now, here's where it takes a turn. The end of verse 6. Joseph was handsome in form and appearance. You're like, well, okay. Why do we need to know that? Because what follows, verse 7. After a time, his master's wife cast her eyes on Joseph and said, lie with me. And not, have a nap, this is more nefarious. He refused. And he said to his master's wife, behold, because my master has no concern about anything in the house, and he has put everything that he has in my charge, he is not greater in this house than I am, nor has he kept back anything from me except you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? Right? Sin is ultimately against God. And he's laying it out there. Look, I'm not going to do this. This isn't opportunity because he's away. This isn't, hey, I've got such freedom, so now I can because I'm a single guy and you're lonely. That's not how it works, right? If you're single, you're waiting. Maybe to get married. For many, it will be. But certainly not to someone who's already married. And then the person that comes into your life who's maybe not married, there's going to be some kind of separation there, right? There's not going to be physical kind of in the same way as if you're married, because you're waiting. And so he lays all this out. And he says, ultimately, I'm not going to sin against God. And that's what we have to recognize and realize. In sexual sin or in other sins, sin is against God. And so she spoke to Joseph day after day, and he would not listen to her, to lie beside her, or to be with her. One day he was in the house to do his work. None of the men of the house were there. And so she came and caught him by his garment, saying, lie with me. But he left his garment in her hand and fled and got out of the house. And so he's like, no. There's some times where you just got to flee. And that's what he does. And, of course he ends up in jail. And you think, well, you're doing the right thing. Yeah. Again, the Bible doesn't spell it out for us. Just doing the right thing means life's going to be good and easy. No, you do the right thing because it's the right thing. Because it's unto God. Because sin is against a holy God. And so, flee temptation, Paul tells young Timothy. Young and old, we should flee temptation. And in all of these things, Joseph ends up in prison. And the Lord was with him there. The Lord is with you. Stand strong. Till next time, keep growing, little by little.